a production of the New Jersey courts.
Once I got kicked out of the shelter, you find somewhere to sleep. You either sleep in conference rooms at hotel or in casinos or on the street or under the boardwalk, or if you're in Camden, you can't take the train back. There's the bridge, at least you don't get wet under. And
Rutgers University Camden campus sits just a few blocks from the Ben Franklin Bridge. It's a short walk, but for Landon Hacker, the distance between those two places represents an incredible journey that defies the odds. This is his story.
And not in my wildest dreams could I have ever imagined the places life took me. Because prior to entering into drug court, I spent the majority of my adult life either homeless, in and out of jail, in and out of institutions as a result of my drug addiction. And I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. I had zero respect for the law, zero respect for authority, zero respect for myself, and I didn't care what I did, not only to myself, but to other people. I didn't allow anyone or anything to get in my way of what I wanted, and that was getting high.
My recollection of him was that he was in and out of jail while he was applying to the program. Very hard to locate to come in to get his assessment done, to come into the program for his prior court appearances.
Landon faced 5 years in prison after violating his probation in 2012 by getting charged with drug possession. His lawyer spoke with him about another option, drug court.
The lawyer who had got me into drug court, she just straight told me, she goes, I've handled a lot of people like you, and it never ends up good. And it just, I guess, in a weird way, reality kind of hit that I was gonna die either on the street or in prison. She said, just give yourself a chance, you just got all those months clean while you were in jail, and you have nowhere to go but up. You've hit rock bottom. She listed all the things that were wrong with me. She goes, your family, I tried to reach out to your family, they want nothing to do with you. No one's taking you in, you're still homeless, you have nothing. But you have an opportunity to change your life. And that kind of hit home.
Landon began living at a recovery house in July 2012 while he was enrolled in New Jersey's drug court program.
So initially, when a client comes into the program, we assess them for their level of care that they need in their treatment. Initially, there's a great deal of supervision that's close to the defendant. They see probation at least twice a week. They come to court once a week, and they're in treatment 3 nights a week. And additionally, they're having AA or NA meetings at least 3 times a week when they first come into the program. It's very intensive supervision initially into the program, and it drops off as they comply and they gain sobriety.
Landon graduated from drug court in 2014.
The day I graduated from drug court, that was a little bit scary for me because, I know the kind of person I am. I know what I did to get drugs. I knew what I did to get high, and now you're setting me free. Every time I was set free, every time I got released or left the program, it did not end up good at all. I always ended up right back on the street or locked back up. Being clean with nothing over your head for the first time in my life was scary, but by then I was doing a lot. I was back in school. I had a job, an awesome job, and a place to stay. And I didn't want to jeopardize any of those things.
While in drug court, Landon decided he wanted to return to college. He knew because of his criminal record, he had little chance of being accepted into Rutgers. He had so many run-ins with campus police, he was banned from entering. But he had a plan, which started at Burlington County Community College.
I thought it would be a good idea to go to BCC and get straight A's to prove to them, hey, I'm a changed person, I can go back to school. And I knew the only way I could go back to school was if I got all A's at BCC. So that's what I did.
A year later, Rutgers accepted Landon into school with one condition.
The only stipulation was I couldn't live on campus. I said, I don't even want to live on campus. Right. I said, I live in Burlington City, I'll commute, I'll come to class and leave. And I remember for like the whole first semester at Rutgers, I used to wear a Rutgers shirt and hat because I knew that the police, the Rutgers police would like give me a problem if they saw me and kick me out. And I always they never bothered me, but like I always had a plan in my head, like if one of them ever stopped me and told me to like get off campus, that I'd be like, hey, like I'm a student now, so you can't do that to me.
We are happy to welcome Landon Hacker here today.
I owe my life to this program because it instilled in me the values of responsibility, accountability, and discipline. And because of drug court, today I stand before you with over 6 years clean. I graduated with a degree in political science with a 4.0 GPA as the #1 student in my class for my major and as a member of the National Honors Political Science Society. And I don't say those things to brag, nor qualify myself. I say those things to show you that if you put everything you have into something, if you want something bad enough, anything is possible. When I received my college diploma from Rutgers, I went to the spot on my wall where my drug court diploma hangs. And I looked at the two side by side, and it was just a surreal feeling. And I couldn't hang them next to each other. I, in fact, placed my college diploma below my drug court diploma because to me they don't hold equal weight, not even in a long shot. To me, graduating drug court is my biggest accomplishment in my life because it's the first thing other than graduating high school that I ever completed. And it was by far the hardest thing I've ever done in my life as well. To me, it represents surviving something much more than a bunch of schoolwork and classes and exams. It represents surviving the horrors of addiction, making out alive, and being alive to tell my story today. And when I earn a law school degree, that too will be placed below my drug court diploma.
After graduating from drug court, Landon began to look for ways to help those in the position he had once been in. While volunteering at the Atlantic City Rescue Mission, he and a fellow volunteer, Elisa Watts, formed a nonprofit group called On Cidium. The group holds monthly workshops to provide those living at the homeless shelter with free legal services. Landon's former lawyer, Kimberly Stewart, who convinced him to enter into drug court, serves as the supervising attorney.
I intend to dedicate the rest of my life to helping people that are in a position that I was once in, people like us, recovering addicts. And I truly believe that we're not bad people, just great people, good people who made a couple bad decisions. And those decisions shouldn't define who we are, and it should certainly not define our entire future. My goal is to become a criminal defense attorney, specifically a drug court public defender. And I want to help those struggling with drug addiction get the proper help that they need, the same help that saved my life. I know what it feels like to be homeless. I know what it feels like to be locked up. I know what it feels like to have no one care about you and to be another file on someone's desk. I know what it feels like to be hopeless and helpless. And I also know what it takes to get out of the system. And I want to give back to others what was so graciously and freely given to me, just an opportunity and some hope to change my life. And this past summer, I was given an opportunity to actually intern with the Public Defender's Office, specifically with the Camden County Drug Court program. And it was by far the coolest thing I've ever done. I mean, I went from being in drug court to interning for drug court. And I was able to see firsthand the behind-the-scenes workings of this program. And it truly is a remarkable program. I mean, look, all 28 of you have your own story. You guys know exactly where you came from, who you are, what you went through to get to today. And any program that can turn people like us into fathers, into mothers, into law students, into employable people is truly a remarkable program. I mean, when I came into drug court, I was homeless, unemployed, and in active addiction. And when I came out, I was sheltered, employed, in college, and in recovery. And that alone, in of itself, shows me that this program is a miracle.
The close supervision that we offer our clients in conjunction with the judge and the team aspect, in addition to treatment, reduces the recidivism rates for our participants when they complete the program. Currently, drug court participants who complete the program 3 years out, only 7% of those clients are rearrested and convicted on an indictable offense, as opposed to almost 40% of defendants leaving New Jersey State Prison.
Drug court meant a restart button, you know? I've OD'd a few times, and luckily I didn't pass away. And you only get so many second, third, and fourth chances of life before it runs out, you know? And drug court was another one of those. And for some reason I cherished that reset button and took that reset button a lot more seriously than I've ever taken any other reset button.
Landon is now in his second year of law school. He takes classes at night and works full-time at a law firm in Cherry Hill during the day. He doesn't need to look far for reminders of the life he left behind. He volunteers at the homeless shelter where he once lived. He interned at the drug court program he was once sentenced to. And then there's the view from Landon's classroom at Rutgers Law School.
Every time I sit in class and I look out and I see the bridge, you know, it's 2 blocks away. You know, Rutgers is here. You're on 4th or 5th Street, and there's the underpass to go under the bridge, and you're 2 blocks. You go from college environment to one of the most dangerous dope sets in Camden. Like, I know what's on the other side of that bridge, and to only be a couple blocks away from that every day of my life and not go over there, it's pretty amazing.